Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas, and today I want to do a kind of demo project using Airtable's new Framer plugin that just released about a week ago, I would say. And I'm here in the Airtable templates page, looking at a few different categories. I saw that there was like some CRM templates, and there's also some HR ones. That's where I am currently. And I duplicated this employee directory one. So basically you can see the name, the picture, their location, their phone number, etc. So I created an Airtable account and I duplicated this to my account. So this is my only file in this demo account. And I just want to basically bring this into Framer and kind of visualize this, right? Because Airtable at the end of the day is like a more advanced CMS, and I want to test kind of the capabilities there are with this specific plugin. So if I go to Framer and I open a new project just like this, I'm gonna go look at the plugins and look for let's look for Airtable, and let's just write demo, and let's click on create, and then it's going to tell us to log in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to click on login and see, okay, it's requesting Airtable access. So it'll be able to see the following types of data. Framer plugin can access the following bases and workspaces. You can only grant an access to bases and workspaces you have access to. So I'm going to click on this, or I'm going to write all current and future ones, right? Okay, actually I do have to verify my email, so I'll be right back. So I've just verified my email, so let me just click on this again, and boom, now I can have some access. So let me just grant the access and see how fast it takes. Okay, you're authenticated. Thank you. Return to Framer. Let's click X on this. Let's go back to Framer, and boom, we have our base. So our base is basically like the base, the employee directory, and then we have the directory and we have the department. So if we're to go back to Chrome and look here, basically we can see here employee directory and departments. So we can see our different departments. We have their engineering to executive, and over here we actually have our directory. So let's say we just want to add this employee directory. So let's go back to Framer, choose this employee directory and not departments, click on next, and then you can see all the different things that are basically going to be imported. We have the name, we have the location, photo as a file, we have the title as a string. Actually, photo can be an image, I would say. Title is a string, status as an option. So let's go back to Google Chrome and see status. Okay, status looks like this. So let's just test it out to see how this looks like. It might not be the best thing. So we have option for this. We have date for this. Reports to this collection. So what would be that? That would be, let's see, under reports to. Okay, so probably it's like inter CMS connections, right? So it basically, let's see if it works, but it would basically connect to other elements in this specific CMS, right? So Jamie reports to Pat, right? So let's see. I'm gonna just insert and see what works and see what doesn't. Hopefully everything works. And wow, we have our photos. We can see that from the get-go. Yeah, I'm interested in this. So he reports to Robbie Pritchett, and then you have Robbie Pritchett, sorry, somewhere over here. Here he is. Perfect. Look at that. So that's cool. We imported our demo directory straight from Airtable. Now, I would be interested in knowing, I know that we have to like manually sync this. And for example, we could actually wanted to go back here and see if this worked with this engineering thing, status on leave. Okay. It looks pretty good. Now what I want to do is we have this information. Now, how can we display it here? Let's go over here and let's go to collections, and we have our demo collections, right? And as we can see, we have our demos. Let's make this height fit the content, and let's add some breakpoints. So this is a little bit more responsive. And let's make the fill of this, the width of this fill, excuse me. And let's add this into a stack so that this can have some padding everywhere, right? So we want to put some padding. Perfect. Now let's go back here and let's style this. We can make a grid, something like this, with a few options. And I think that's something that we can do for this particular demo. And then for this, we can style each card in a specific way, you know, adjusting the size of the image, making the image fill the actual card width, which is also an option. We can adjust the size of this as well. We have the name here in a specific font, excuse me, and we can make it a black font. And let's see what's kind of important in this data sheet that we want to display. We want to actually display their location. It seems kind of important in this Airtable spreadsheet. And we want to display their status, right? So let's try to do that really quick and simple. So we have their name. Let's duplicate this 2 more times. So instead of here being the content as their name, we can display their location by going here, content set variable to location convert. Actually, no, not convert. It would be set variable to location display option. There we go. So now we have the specific location, and we could theoretically style each city, like San Francisco to be green and New York City to be blue. That would be one way of doing it. What we can also do is, before we get into that, let's just rename this location, and we can name this part here status, right? So we can call this status. Let's go back to Framer, remove this, set variable to status display option. So we know who's an employee, who's on leave, right? And what if for each card, when it's on leave, the card turns a little bit gray. So, and then if it's not on leave, if it's an employee, it stays this white, right? So what we can do is we can set, based on the fill, set variable to status convert. When he's on leave, let's make it like this gray, a little bit of a gray one, like ED. And if not, we just take away that fill, right? So that we got that done, for example. Now we can do the same type of thing for the city. We can do like the same type of, logic, right? So for this, we would actually need to, we wouldn't want to style the text, we would actually want to style the stack, a stack that would be in, that would contain this text, right? And we want the stack to have a little bit of a padding. Let's put this at the very bottom, and let's call this status actually, and let's call this location stack. So, and let's give this a little bit of a padding at the bottom, so that it looks a little bit nicer. So for this fill, what we can do is we can add a fill variable for the location convert. If when it's New York, make it, what's the New York style? Like a navy green. I think of like the New York Jets, something like this. And when it's San Francisco, something more orange, dirty orange. I think more like, the New York Giants, something like this. Why not? And let's make the radius like this, circular, right? So we got that. We got the employee on leave. We got an employee that's a normal employee. So we got 2 employees on leave, and we can clearly see that in the different views, right? And then as you can see in the mobile version, it doesn't look so good. I would actually, for the mobile version, keep it like this with just one, column. And maybe for the tablet, make it 3 or 2. Maybe 3 would look good. Perfect. So I always like to, design in terms of responsiveness. All right, so we got this. We got the name. We can also make the name a little bit larger. Say 24 pixels. We can make it a little bit thicker, like bold. We can give it a border so that each one has a little, slight little border around it. Give the border a little bit of a radius like that. So that's looking pretty cool, right? Now, what else can we think of? Now, if I were to go back to Airtable and see some of this information, I see that there's a bunch of information. So maybe what we just build in Framer can just be a type of preview, and the actual information can be seen in a CMS page. So if we were to click on CMS page demo detail page, we would have a profile page for each one of these employees, right? So we have 11 employees in total. And what we could do is that for each one of these cards, we can set a link to the demo slug, right? So if we were to click on this and we were to click on Sandy, it would take us to Sandy's page, right? If we would click on Kai, it would take us to Kai's page. So that's basically the logic. But now we want to style this page, right? We have this default Framer design, and we don't want that. So let's remove all of these default things, and let's keep our style that we had, which was like 100 pixels and 40 in the right, 40 in the left. And let's kind of design this in a different way. So let's open our layers, and we have a stack. Let's make this stack fill width. We don't really need this. We can keep it fixed width, but 1200. And then we can put this into this stack by going like this. Actually, I have a better idea. Let's go like this, and let's put these two into a stack. And this stack would go like this. So now we can see the name and the position. Let's make the position much smaller, and probably with a gray, font. Something like this, I would say 18, and this can be much smaller. This doesn't have to be so large. Maybe 32. And let's kind of make everything, left aligned in a way, because this is a little bit too centered for my likings. So, and this is a bit too large. We want the image to maybe, and I kind of think that this information can be separate from this information. So for example, these things should be in a separate stack than these, right? So this would be called like name or personal, and this can be called like details. And we can put these details into a separate, it's already in its own separate like stack, but we can add a kind of like, background to it. So it looks like a kind of like a little card. And we can give it a fixed width, or actually we can, fit the content, something like this. And make this something like this, right? I'm curious to see how it would look like in the other sizes. So for this has to fit the content, I would say. So fit the content. Fit the content. Oops, nope. And we just gotta style everything, right? And this can go something like this, right? We can even put this on the top and create a little bit of a gap. so it's not so close. So we have our little, profile. We can edit this. What else do we have here? We can always add extra fields and sync it, which is cool. I also wanted to try here like these different things. There's like extensions. I don't really know a lot about that, but we can try it out to see. So we can, for example, summarize your records. Let's see what that does. If it's even worth it to add. So employee on leave for, okay, that's cool. How can we add this somewhere to our, Framer project? That's kind of the question that I'm interested in. And no. Okay, maybe this is something for another video, but whatever. I'm just trying to see what else we can add and what might be interesting to test out. If you have something interesting to test out, or you think that I left out in this specific tutorial, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to check that out and make a new video. But yeah, we can also do this reports too. So we can just add a field. Basically, if we go to Framer and we change up here, we can see the different people, right? And all of these different things are different for each person. So that's something to keep in mind. So let me remove this. So it's something to keep in mind, that everything is different for each person. But when you add a text, like for example, reports to, let's add this text, right? And add it as a color black, and let's make it smaller, like 18. And let's just put it here somewhere. And let's maybe add a stack to this. Let's put this stack in here. There we go. And let's make this start. Boom. And width can be fit content. So we have reports to, and then we duplicate this and make this go down. And then here, let's just decrease this font and make it medium and keep this all left aligned. And then we can here add content set variable to reports to name, right? And then you can even add, and then this name, for example, can have a link to that slug, to this person, right? So let's duplicate this. I'm interested in, let's actually not duplicate that. Let's get another text. Let's just copy this one, or let's just create our own new text. Email, let's write email, and then it's going to be this person's email. So let's put it underneath. Let's actually put this in a stack and left aligned. And then this one is going to be content set variable to reports to email address. And then we can set the link. Well, we can just copy that email address and they can send it, right? So that's a quick little tutorial. And then, for example, if you want to, style this, you can make this the height, fill the content. You can make this space between. You can put some, padding on the top and bottom, like 20 pixels. Add a nice little border on the top and bottom. Remove it on the right and left, add on the top and bottom, make the border a little bit lighter. Boom. But yeah, this is just one of the examples of what you can do with Framer and with a tool like Airtable, right? You just have to let's just make sure that everything here is, looking good in terms of responsiveness. I don't know why this is not working. Let's see. So there's something here that is too big. It's this one. So the height, fit content, there we go. And then let's just get some better gap here because it's a little bit too close, everything. There we go. So we have like a nice little card, and it kind of looks empty because it kind of is empty, but you'd obviously need like a nav bar and all of that, and a footer, and you might want to add some more details to it, but this is basically it. We can go back to our home. We have our little, and I can publish this, for example, and it can be an actual website. And I can go here to one of these people. Let's go to Brooke. She's on leave, but she lives in New York. Let's click on her profile. You can see her email, her date, her thing, her, when she was born. She reports to Pat, and yeah, and she's the VP of sales. So yeah, that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. I was very, interested in learning how to see how this works with Framer and Airtable. I think this is just like a quick, starter tutorial on getting your toes wet with Airtable and Framer. But next tutorial I'm going to do is a little bit more advanced. But yeah, keep in touch with that. And if you have any more ideas on what I can build with Airtable and with Framer, please let me know in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to read these ideas and try to build something off of that. So thank you again for watching this video. I hope you like it, and yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye-bye.